Alright, so last month, November 20th, was Transgender Day of Remembrance. On this day, many individuals across the globe came together to honor the memories of those whose lives were lost in acts of anti-transgender violence. So in memory of those whose lives were lost, I really think it's important to bring up the topic of teaching acceptance with regard to LGBTQ issues within the Canadian elementary school systems. I mean, let's face it, every single one of us at a certain point in our lives has been exposed to the widespread and unfortunate tragedy of teen suicides induced by bullying. And I understand that this topic has time and time again been discussed and proposals made as to how to fix it. But the thing is, proposals are meaningless unless people take action because of them. Here's what I mean. In the summer of 2010, a major change to Ontario's sex education curriculum was proposed by Premier Dalton McGuinty. There was so much backlash because of some private interest groups across the province, however, that McGuinty decided to pull the plug on the project and literally just backed out at the last minute. Now, the backlash was geared more towards the fact that these people didn't want their children to learn both forms of sex, both heterosexual and homosexual. And I mean, I get it. Sex in general can be a very taboo subject. And I understand completely that there are some parents out there who'd much rather not have their children learn about the logistics of sex in general. But the thing is, my concern is not about the logistics of sex being taught to our kids. My concern is that people in these private interest groups actually said it was, quote, unconscionable to teach students that same-sex marriage, sexual orientation, and gender identity was acceptable. They also went as far as to say that by teaching LGBTQ acceptance to students, they'd be more prone to stray from the heterosexual norm in general. And I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to understand that that's just complete BS. What it comes down to is this. People shouldn't be discriminated against because of how they identify as human beings. And the only way that we can stop this intolerance is if we can start teaching our students at a young age the virtue of acceptance.